So today, nobody's seen anything. Cold weather riding tips. There's a lot of people who are just fair weather riders, right? They are FWRs. So if you're an FWR, then this video applies probably mostly to you, because if you're an AWR, an all-weather rider, then you probably don't need these tips, because you know, you've probably learned from your mistakes already. So the first tip that I don't know how many tips I have, right? So it's going to be like, actually, you know how many tips I have, it's how many is in the video title. So it'll say 2 tips or 3 tips or 5 tips. We'll try and hit 5. We may only have 3, but numero uno, right? Number 1, if you don't feel like riding that day, don't ride. Right, as simple as that. If you're not feeling up to the challenge, don't. If you've got a headache, or you're not feeling well, or something, you know, there's something that is telling you that I shouldn't be riding today. And actually, I had this happen to me the other day. Actually, it was I was out in the car, I was driving about, and I was thinking I'll get home and I'll probably go on the bike for a bit of a spin. But I had this moment in the car where I was feeling a wee bit like not dizzy, not faint, but like, it's almost like I wasn't really paying that much attention when I was driving about. And that's not because I was distracted by something, you know, I was in the car, listening to music, singing my heart out. Maybe that's what it was, right? Maybe I was trying to hit them high notes a bit too much, stressing myself out. But basically, I got home that evening, and I thought, I'll just not ride the bike today. I don't need to ride it. So what's going on here? Yeah, so in summary, tip 1, if you're not sure about riding that day, or if some gut feelings telling you that you don't really want to, or it's not too sure about going for a ride, then don't bother going for a ride, forget about it. That's why it's good to be a biker. So I would say, tip number 2, if it's cold outside, if it's wet outside, then you probably want to make sure that you're equipped for the weather. I think that's a good one. I think anytime I've been out in the cold riding about, I can sometimes have the wrong gloves on. It's a bad time to be looking at gloves when you're about to rear end the car. So if you don't have the right gloves, it can be a really bad idea, especially if you're going for a bit of a spin. So you probably want to make sure you have the right gloves, or you have your winter gloves or something in the back. You can also use, obviously, the heated grips and stuff, but in my personal experience, the heated grips aren't that good. I don't care what sort of heated grips you have, they're pretty bad. And the reason why they're pretty bad is they only keep your hands warm, but your hands aren't the problem, it's your fingertips. So you're riding the bike, your fingertips are on show, they're at the front of your grip, they're in front of the handlebar all the time, and they're what get bloody cold. So I found that I was crunching my hand up like this, and I was holding it on the grip, just trying to get a bit of warmth into them. Obviously that's dangerous if you're riding like this, right? No throttle, no brakes, no clutch. Don't try this at home. So tip number 3, if you are out and you don't have the right gloves and your hands are cold, that doesn't mean ride faster and get home faster, because that doesn't work. Yes, you can ride faster and get home faster for sure, of course that works. Don't be an idiot about it, like of course it works. But riding faster actually kind of makes your hands colder, your fingers colder. And that's because you're riding into the wind harder, and you're basically, pretend you have a hairdryer and setting 1 and you're blowing your hands, you're turning up the setting 20, you know, you're turning up the setting 20 and you're still blowing the same hands. It's, you know, would you rather have settings 1 to 5, or would you rather have setting 50 blowing air at you, AC basically? I'm pretty sure you want the lower end of the spectrum. The last thing I'll say on keep your hands warm is, you ever see the knuckle guards? You always see it in dirt bikes. You'll see it in like a GS sometimes, and you'll see it on like, I don't know, I guess some touring bikes and things, but you do see other people using them sometimes. It's like a bar end, goes across, sweet knuckle guard, so get those if you want them. Right, so I think that's 3 riding tips so far, so we'll just move on to another one. So if it's cold weather riding, you definitely don't want to be testing your riding skills. If you've got friends who are aggressive riders or stupid riders, then you definitely want to make sure that you're not getting involved in that. You want to ride your ride. So I think that's 4 riding tips. Have I got a 5th one? So if you haven't noticed yet, Santa brought me new mirrors. So I have a video that popped off pretty good, and I'm so happy that it did. I haven't been able to recreate the success just yet, but basically I have a video that has 50k views, this video here. If you haven't watched it yet, go and give it a watch. It's a nice video of me riding home from work. Wee bit of exciting riding maneuvers, I guess. But in that video, a lot of people were very quick to realise that I didn't have any mirrors, and they weren't too happy. A lot of people were asking, go ahead. Supports Liverpool, I feel sorry for him, so I might as well let him go. But anyway, in the video, a lot of people were noticing that I had no mirrors, so all these comments here. And the reason why I wasn't driving with mirrors, I think mirrors don't keep you safe. To be a safe rider, all you have to do is be a safe rider. Does that make sense? That should make sense. You know, safe riders are only safe because they're safe riders. Having mirrors is great. Having mirrors will definitely help you. It's like an accessory to kind of increase your chances of being safe and like not pulling out in front of cars or switching lanes in front of cars, or, you know, keeping an eye if the poor behind you, whatever. So mirrors are a good thing to have for sure. I would recommend them, especially to new riders. Don't take off your mirrors because you think it looks cool. That's not the case. To be honest, I took mine off because I wanted a bit of a cleaner, sleeker look across the top of my handlebars, and thought it was nice. But I just didn't want to put mirrors back on. I've got them capped off, if you see. I didn't want to get more mirrors. I didn't know what to do. But then Santa brought me these, so I could turn them in the filter. They're a wee bit not perfect. They keep popping out, but that's just the way I have them. But then flicked them out, and I've got a mirror. Got one on that side too. What do you think of the mirrors? If you have Oxford mirrors or some similar bar end mirrors, what's your thoughts? I've only had mine on for, well, this is the 2nd time out in the bike with them on, so I just have to keep remembering to close these if I'm filtering, because they actually make my handlebars so much wider. It's ridiculous how much wider it is, look. So make sure to close them when I don't use them. Where am I going now? I don't know. I think I'm going to the right. I should be going left. Let's do an illegal maneuver, look. Nobody's seen anything. The weather is atrocious, so you want to make sure that you just maintain the bike. Just keep it clean. It's going to get extra dirty. Just keep it a wee bit clean, you know. I am half horse, half man. So that is the final riding tip. So what's going on here? Are we stuck? Yeah, we're stuck. Can't go anywhere. So that is the final riding tip. It is bike maintenance. Your bike will get dirty as hell when you're riding during the winter. You'll wash it and you go out for a ride and it will be just as dirty, and you can be very tempted to just not bother cleaning it like I've been doing, but try to clean it, you know. You want to see my exhaust, like my exhaust needs a proper deep clean. It's because I haven't been keeping on top of maintenance, so do yourself a favour, keep on top of your maintenance, and Bob's your uncle.